Hello everyone, so welcome to another video of the TBR Tackle. If you don't know, I'm doing all the prompts for the TBR Tackle, which is kind of a readathon that Katie Books did throughout the year. I'm doing all the prompts in October, and I am up to prompt 9 right now. So let's just watch the video for this prompt and choose a book from my TBR stack, which I will link all the videos down below so that if you are lost you can go rewatch those. But yeah, I'm going to go for the prompt number 9 now and see what we land.
Let's have a look at this. So we have the TBR Tackle right here. So let's go into it, peeps.
Good evening, campers. It's me, Kieran. Did I have you fooled? I had you fooled. It is in fact me, Charlotte, from Low Shelf Esteem. And this month, in September, I am tasked with, I say tasked with, I actually thought up this prompt and then begged Kieran to let me do it. So I have tasked myself with giving you your prompt for September. But this isn't any normal prompt, oh no. This is a choose your own adventure. This is a bumper Goosebumps edition of the TBR Tackle prompt. And first thing you're gonna need is a coin. Go, find a coin, come back, and then flip it. Okay, cool. Did you get heads?
Okay. Well, I got heads. Okay.
Then click here. If you got heads, you lucky devil. Okay, so now what year were you born in? Is that number an even number or is it an odd number? If it's an odd number, click here. If it's an even number, you're gonna need to click here.
Okay, even number.
Okay, so you got heads and your birth year is an even number. What you're gonna need to do is go to the website random.org/geographic-coordinates. What this website is going to do is it's going to generate you a random spot on the globe. What you need to do with that is read the book on your list that is set closest to that place. If none of the books on your list are located on Earth or take place on Earth, then you need to read the book that is written by the author who is born in the place closest to that coordinate. Come back, tell Kieran where
Okay, let's go to random.org then. Okay, China, fine. Let's see, the books in my list. So, Uruguay, in the country of others, Leila Slimani is from Morocco, right? And Inventory of Losses is from, wait, I have 10 Steps to Nanette is from Australia. I'm fairly certain that that should be the closest place, right? I think it's Australia, so I'm going to be reading 10 Steps to Nanette, which I actually have a physical copy of. So yeah, that seems to be the one. I'll see you when I have read that. Hello everyone, so it's quite late on the 29th of October, it's a Friday. But I just wanted to film this now because tomorrow I'm going to Germany to visit a friend for the weekend, and I just finished Nanette, so I thought I will tell you about it. Well, it's called 10 Steps to Nanette by Hannah Gadsby, and if you don't know who Hannah Gadsby is, it's a very good comedian from Australia. She's from Australia and she has a Netflix special called Nanette. So yeah, this book is about, it's a memoir from her, all the way to the show Nanette, from when she was born, basically. Yeah, this was quite difficult to read because there is a lot of trauma in her life, but also very funny because she's a comedian, so it's a weird combination how she's able to do that. She's not quite making fun of herself. I mean, she does that sometimes, but not really. Like she manages that line of making fun of things that happen to her without trivializing them. And well, if you I mean, if you haven't seen the show, probably you don't know, but she is a lesbian, and she has autism and she has ADHD. So as you can imagine, she had a pretty rough time with that. She lived in rural Tasmania in Australia, so there was no understanding of any of these things, and I didn't know that Australia was so homophobic, but apparently they were. So yeah, all of those things play a role, but on top of all of that, she was also molested and raped several times, which was really hard to read as well. So yeah, this was, I mean, a lot of trigger warnings, but also, wow, she's amazing. Basically, that's my reaction to this. She's so matter of fact about all of these things, and about how she deals with it, and it really gives you a sense of how it is to live in the head of a person that has autism, basically, how difficult it is to do everyday things, and how frustrating it is for people in her life, but also for herself, that she's not able to navigate things, and how eventually she does, but yeah, it is difficult. So yeah, and I think it's also interesting because when we talk about autism, it's mostly about children, but it's also nice to see representation of an adult autistic person and how they can still have like perfectly normal lives, because yeah, obviously they can, but it's never like said. It's always about all the problems they have as kids, but then they can learn to adapt and learn to navigate the world. And it's, yeah, it was very interesting. I really recommend. And yeah, that was a great read. And now that we have said that, I think I can choose my next read, which will be the 10th book that I read for this TBR Tackle, and it's also the last prompt that is available until November, when Kieran will drop the next prompt. So yeah, I'm going to watch the next prompt and see where we go from there.
It's Rob from the Bob Sphere, and welcome to October's TBR Tackle.
That's this video.
Now, this is what I wanted to do. Take a look at that stack of books that you're going to read, and forget all about them.
Oh, no.
For God's sake! Oh, every single time I try, everyone just like screwing everyone over. I thought the bookish community was all about love and acceptance and like being nice to each other. TBR Tackle just shows that you give people like enough power, they just screw each other over.
Because October is all about the ego. Well, my ego, sort of. Okay, so what I want you to do is go to my blog at thebobsphere.wordpress.com.
He's plugging his own stuff. Yes, I'm all for this. Plug away.
You can take a look at all your unread books, and you have to read a book that I have reviewed on my blog. But I am not that cruel. You can also choose an author as well that I've reviewed.
For clarity's sake, if you don't know who Bob is, like, he reads a lot, and we read a lot of the same books. So if you like my stuff, go and check out him. The only problem is that our opinions are literal polar opposites. We're not going to talk about Light Perpetual. We don't have enough time.
So let's explain. So for example, let's say you want to read Northwest. I have not reviewed this, but that's okay because there are 4 other Zadie Smith books there. So you can read this. Get it? Okay.
Okay. Let's see what he has. Okay, so after something that took way longer than it should have been, he has read from Olga Tokarczuk, which I have flights that I want to read. He has read from Patim Stavishkovich, the author of Boya, which I have in my TBR and I want to read soon. but he also has Leila Slimani, which is an author in my TBR for the TBR Tackle. So I can still read something from my TBR Tackle. So I guess we're going with that. So yeah, I guess I'm reading In the Country of Others by Leila Slimani. And I'll let you know how it goes when I read that. Hello everyone, so I'm here to finish this video because I finished In the Country of Others by Leila Slimani, and this book was basically following a family, and the mother was French and the father was Moroccan, and they met during the Second World War, and then they decided to move to Morocco, and it's about how she is kind of alienated at the beginning from the life in Morocco because she's a foreigner, but also she doesn't fit with the colonizer because she's married to a Moroccan man, and he is trying to make a living and try to keep his traditions while still dealing with her wife and her wife's expectations, and also the children, and it also focuses a lot on the fact that around this time it was the Moroccan independence. So that's kind of like the setup for the book. And I like the parts about the Moroccan independence. I didn't know anything about that beforehand, so I really like to learn more about that, and I think this was a very good book to do that. And I also like the atmosphere that it created, in the sense that it made me think a lot more about what it will be for this woman to live in Morocco, and not quite belong to any of the groups, and not quite fit with the ones that want independence, or the French people. It didn't. I would have liked her to be a bit more aware of the situation, but other than that, I think it was well constructed. However, I must say that I was not able to connect really that much with any of the characters. Maybe there were some points where I could connect with the daughter, but in general, I didn't think that there was a lot of development in the way that they thought. Like, it didn't show how they felt or how they thought or why they took certain decisions, and I think that took away from the enjoyment of the book, and I think I'm not the only one to feel this way from other reviews I've seen. So yeah, overall I think it was a good book, and I'm glad I read it, but yeah, it also has its little things that might not be completely perfect, but yeah, those are my thoughts on the books. Now I'm all caught up for the next prompt for TBR Tackle. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, let me know if you have read any of the books I talked about, and let me know if you are also participating in TBR Tackle. Until next video, bye!